Welcome back. It's on. We're going to move into the grand final. Everyone here with me? Yeah, they are with a little delay, but that's not bad. Still, we're going to jump right into the action. So, Luke, Jared, you guys have been here last year in the dramatic finals. And do you think that SkillCap will be able to pull it out this year?
Well, if anyone can, it's going to be Snuts. He has so much to prove in this match. Bouncing back from a devastating loss last year in the exact same spot.
Yep.
Maybe a couple hours earlier, though.
I sincerely doubt a day has gone by where Snuts has not imagined this exact moment, being back up here on the main stage, fighting for that first place check that was so very close last year.
So the way these players, get sponsored, of course, Snuts was an interesting story, but Toe's just a great staple in the WoW community. He's such a great healer completely.
Yeah, and teammate, honestly. I mean, he's very intelligent, consistent, great communication.
All right. So, it's the finals. How exciting. If you're a team and you're on stage, especially Snuts, like I said before, I'm going to keep saying it because it's so amazing that he was able to get all the way back into the finals after it. Of course, Fab's not making it in. That would have been quite the rematch to see. However, SkillCap really wanted OMG to win.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and that would have been exactly what they wanted. And I'm glad it kind of worked out for them there a little bit. So going into this matchup, though, it's almost not even about which comp. It's just, can you keep your nerves together? Can you just keep your cool? Once again, fighting for all that money, all the pride up here on the main stage at Blizzcon. And I think the answer is yes. He brought two incredible teammates this year, just like last year. It's not like he's gone downhill at all. Make no mistake. And they've just played so consistently throughout the day. They've shown us that MLS is capable of doing a few things that I previously was unaware that it could do, like play in ridiculous MLS mirrors where you can almost not explain what is happening. They're so complex and just back and forth. It reminds me a lot of the RMP mirrors of old, just the amount of interaction between every single class in an arena at a given time, and just how a split-second decision can matter. It can make or break you.
It was the crowd control that was stopping all the offensive pressure. I love seeing that out of MLS. Such a staple of that comp. It's great to see.
Yeah. So
now, Snuts is, I'm going to say it again, because it just amazes me that he is back here now. He had a pretty rough loss last year, of course, but even in the North American finals, they lost 0-6.
They did.
Against Team EG.
But that, as we know, was to a very intelligent move by EG's Sea-Doo to switch over to Oric and go for the stun reduction meta, because it was very apparent that MLS was preying on the Shaman weakness. So they decided to put a stop to that. They fought them again in that upper bracket at the North American Regionals, and they were highly successful. So successful, in fact, that they swept them two best-of-3s in a row.
Yeah.
Or best-of-5s in a row, I'm sorry. Best-of-5s in a row.
Oh, yeah,
it was 6 maps in a row, straight up. Just win out. It was very impressive to see EG do that. But SkillCap learned from those mistakes back then, slip and slide, and they came here prepared to fight against Azael and Team EG, and they came prepared to fight against some of these other comps as well. And it really is paying off. You can tell they haven't been caught off guard too many times. They have not made really any of the mistakes that we've actually seen some of the other teams make. You've seen a few slips here from EG. They dropped an entire match to OMG. We saw kind of an upsetting loss there on a sewers match where they had some miscommunication. Fortunately for SkillCap, I think they're at a level as players together, and they're playing just the right comp to come here and play their very best. This is the best I've ever seen these three players play at all, much less together. It's truly impressive. Pooks on a completely different level. Snuts is just in rare form. And Toes, he's adapted every situation where it looks like they might have lost a match and they've come back and won it.
Toes is such a great healer to have because he can play them all. And play them all at a very high level, too. Toes plays an amazing priest, an amazing paladin, amazing shaman. Haven't seen too much druid out of him, but you don't need that this year.
Exactly. No, his paladin and his shaman are absolutely silly. And we saw him play his paladin yesterday. It was great to see him bust that out, just not even hesitate, just roll out with this other healer and just make it happen. And that's why SkillCap is sitting here right now. They've clearly practiced. They have gone over many scenarios, and Snuts, like I said, I doubt a day has gone by where he's not thought of this moment. And now there he sits, sitting up on main stage, just ready to get started here in the grand finals of BlizzCon 2011.
I know.
And did you expect to see a South Korean team sitting here, by the way?
I mean, It's not the first time we've seen Korean teams in finals, of course.
Right.
We've seen so many amazing players come out of Korea, and it's funny because you talk about all these amazing moments over the years in WoW Arena, and still the Koreans are just absolutely up there.
Yeah, I mean, I was just blinded almost by how amazing the South Koreans have been playing this entire tournament, not just OMG, but also Kimchi Man. Some of the matches all of the matches were very good to spectate. In fact, in the Taiwanese region for sure, everybody bringing their A game, no doubt. Yeah. We're just going to get a few things worked out here.
Definitely.
Right
Yeah, they just need to set up their arena frames yet again.
A couple little things.
We might have a little swap going on because it's a different character. Could be a different race, and we'll never know. Because these players like to swap. Sometimes when a DK is playing, for example, they'll set up an unholy build completely, gem it, gear it, everything, and then they'll also set up on either another account a second DK just so they can swap to it quickly in moments like this.
Yeah, and you know, it helps too because once you see that delay, as another team, if there's any delay at all, you immediately must be thinking, oh, well, they're changing something. Well, if you can eliminate that delay by leaving an arena and just logging over to your other character and being like, yeah, I'm good to go, you know, they'll have no idea. They'll be none the wiser. So that's pretty much where it's at now in WoW. It's a common strategy to have everything prepared to where you log in and play. You know, no setup at all when it comes down to it because you can't reveal your hand. That would be showing way too much.
It's very true. And being able to swap quickly means you're going to give less information to the other team. I need to get these players into the game so they can get a practice setup, so they can set up as arena frames, though I don't see them online quite yet. But you know what I like to ask sometimes at tournaments? It's good to see like the level of the audience and where the population is.
Yeah.
Now, if you've ever been a challenger, raise your hand. That includes up. Challenger and up. Come on, it has to be more than this, people.
Challenger and up. So Challenger glad.
All right. Okay, keep your hand up if you were a rival. Look at that. And then how about duelists?
Put their hands up? Like, wait.
Ooh, look at that. And gladiators. Where are my gladiators? Look at that.
No?
All right.
Nice.
And we've got a special rank, and it is going to be the rank ones. Who's been a rank one here? Who's been a rank one here? Look at all those.
Nice.
All right. We're going to get them into the game right now.
Always
so
works out.
There we go. All right, now they keep changing what class they are or what character they're on. So every time I try to send them into arena, they're always offline. But there we go. They are going to get their unit frame set up very quickly. It is a practice match, of course, which they're just going to set up all their unit frames, get everything exactly how they want it.
Yep. It would be unfair otherwise, obviously.
Yeah. Now, these players aren't allowed to use any mods. You know, if you're curious, these guys play like exactly like you're at home, except with no mods.
Right.
And that's why you see them on stream constantly playing without mods, all these pro players, because they are practicing just for these tournaments.
Yep, and it's a big deal. I mean, if you've ever gone from having tons of mods to no mods, you know it's a bit of an adjustment. And to come and accomplish that against, oh yeah, it definitely makes some noise. I mean, if you're trying to make some noise, guys, we're about to watch the grand finals of 2011 Blizzcon. Can I hear some noise? Oh, so you guys want to make some noise now? That's cool. All right. Good. We'll revisit this moment later.
All right, so once these players are all set after this arena has closed.
Yeah. America. America.
Yeah.
Doing it for America.
Definitely, and this is such a huge match coming up. You heard OMG just completely scared of this team. You could tell that they wanted to face them in the semifinals, or they wouldn't want to face them in the semifinals, which to me definitely means that they're kind of scared of it. Because if you get destroyed in the semifinals, it means that you have a shot of not getting money whatsoever.
Right.
So I'd say they aren't as confident as they sound against this team, because if you face them in the finals, then you know what? If you still lose, you're still going to go home with a lot of money.
You know, I was going to say either that or they're just being extremely polite, because they know this is a star-studded lineup, as it were. You know, these three players over here on Skill Capped have been known for a considerable period of time in the competitive scene. Who wouldn't be a little intimidated sitting down on the main stage to play in the grand finals against them?
Of course.
So, you know, I think it's a delicate blend between respect and fear. I think that's right where OMG sits, but I think they've got the tools to make it happen, and I know that Skill Cap has got the practice time in to hold them at bay. We'll just have to see what type of maps we pull, and we'll have to see where it goes. Anyone who makes a mistake, you can bet it's going to be capitalized on in the blink of an eye.
Okay, and here we go. our two teams that are going to be facing off, of course, Skillcapped versus OMG. Runes of Lordaeron is going to be the first map. Best of 5 for the world. I mean, this is a world final. $75,000 on the line.
The start of the global finals right here. After this, you will know. You will know who is #1 in the world.
Okay, so now we see what happened with all these switches. They got a chance to see them in the arena when they set up their frames, so I don't have a problem talking about it. Of course, we do have Snuts. Top left is going to be playing the Goblin Warlock this time around, which is a great idea. We saw many Goblin Shamans so far in this tournament, especially in ROV, using that rocket jump to their advantage. Now, Pooks playing the Shoeless Mage, of course, going to be able to cast a little faster, a little less, snares and.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I like Snuts playing Orc, by the way. For the grip synergy, being able to get out of grip is just so cool.
All right, and of course, Toes is going to be on Paladin playing the Tauren. War Stomp is great. All right, doors are about to open. Skillcapped needs to prove that they can beat this Korean team of OMG. All right, the gates are going to be open. We're going to follow Pooks out of the start.
Let's hear it
for these
for both
teams. It's a grand finals as Pooks immediately tries to get that invis off.
Yep, and immediately brought out. And he hasn't really had a successful invis opener this entire tournament.
All right, so at the beginning, of course, Snuts was going to be the target of choice, but it looks like they might choose to go on it. Wow, look at that damage immediately onto Pooks. He's got blazing speed up. He's going to try to LOS in this thing. Drops a ring down, but he's in trouble right now. Wow, blocking quite early right there. The pet on him because we had an HOJ onto Toes. That HOJ fades, of course, right then. But look at this, Toes, 50,000 hit points. Not much crowd control except for the deep freeze onto Jungyup, who's now taking a lot of damage. Great hand of sacrifice right there, expecting the damage. But here comes the necrotic strikes onto Snuts, able to heal through him. And look, wow, now they're going to go on the DK.
It's so important to know here that Toes is playing a Paladin in this matchup, and that is going to make or break them. The Shaman is a bit of a weakness for that Paladin. We've seen his mobile heals, his instant heals are extremely powerful, and that freedom is going to allow them to get away from that DK time and time again, and that's what they need. They need to stay mobile as MLS, or in this case, MLP, and just set up these kills onto the Hunter Jungyup, or maybe just catch Sleepings out of position.
All right, Gucci is in a deep freeze right now, but this is the longest he has played so far in a match without having to use any of his bubble. There we go. Now we're going to see a trinket. Pook's down to half right now. Necrotic strikes are coming out. Toes has an instant heal right there. There he goes. He's going to use that to get Pooks back up to full. Sleeping still taking a lot of damage, and here comes the dot damage from the team of Skillcap. But Pooks is going to be the one person who needs to play his best scatter onto Toes. Scatter trap right there. Toes is going to, it's going to fade off of Toes right there.
Yep, it's a pretty brave evocate there for Pooh standing in front of all of that. Jungyup, you saw him feign earlier.
Oh, no, I get it. All right, so Snuts is running an imp this time for Singe. That is exactly why he's running that. Going to be able to dispel his Paladin, and that's huge because of the crowd control. That's what they were saying, the crowd control and the healer. And look at all this crowd control on OMG. We got Gucci into deep freeze, followed by a silence, having to shield right there. That is great. Oh, yeah, Skillcap is completely setting themselves up in this match, and Sleeping is going to be caught in there.
Yeah, this is perfect for them. I mean, all they're doing is line of sighting, putting damage on the right target at the right time. And in that case, this is Gucci just to get his bubble down. He's got 4 Barons up now, so he's going to be an obvious target. And they're just playing such good positioning around him.
But it's interesting. I would expect Skillcap to switch over to the healer faster, but that's not what they plan on doing. They're going to dot up Jungyup, who just trinkets right before that fear, eats a fear immediately after. As he's going to try to get into line of sight of Poops, having some trouble with this tomb, of course. Seems to be running back and forth on the left side, but Gucci in a deep freeze, and this is what they can do to a Paladin when he has no way of getting away as he tries to get away with that sprint, but Pooks having to use his second block. It's going to come down to the wire. It's going to be a race to see who can kill Pooks. And look at them switch onto Snuts, and as he tries to get away, very early bop. That was a great choice by Toes right there.
Yeah, look at that rapid fire damage coming out of Jungyup. He's out of CC now. He's doing a lot of damage.
Pooks is in trouble.
Each of those hits
right
on
now.
Pooks is just
not looking good for Pooks as he is completely
down.
dropped.
And the fear peel is way too late out of Snuts.
Wow. That constant damage onto Pooks every single time he takes any damage. Once that barrier is down, he just spikes so hard.
I mean, the mage is the weak link. Anytime you're playing PHDK, you go for the mage. He is the control. He will set up these kills for Skillcap, and they know that. OMG has to know that coming into this. So focusing Pooks is the natural choice. They were able to do it, and you can see how effective it is in this particular match.